to give you an idea, most people would start with, if you're doing Pitchbook or if your original foray into Pitchbook was looking for companies, an easy way to do people prospecting is to start on that page. Although a word of caution is that depending upon the size and the reach of the company, the number of people that maybe investors are on the board or part of the company may be small. So let's go back to companies. And I'm going to go back, and this is a company that I've used in a previous video, but Tundra Targeted Therapeutics. So this might be an example of a company where the amount of people you find using this company is very little. So we'll wait for the data to come up for targeted, and here we are. If we scroll down, as we scroll down, we see one contact person there. When we look at the team, there are only 2 people, one of which we've seen already. And then a lead partner is somebody else. So the result of looking at Tundra Targeted, if you're looking at them for people that you use, there are only 3 people, which is not a lot. However, even from this company page that doesn't have very many people, you can easily get you can get access to a large amount of names. So let's go up and look at industry verticals and keywords and show you how you can expand your people prospecting using the categories under industry verticals and keywords. So let's first look at biotechnology. We'll click on biotechnology. And so that'll open up another window and provide another search. And so we're looking at companies, and there's a little over 33,000 companies that are in Pitchbook that are in the biotechnology category. So we have overview, companies, deals, investors. So let's look at the people tab. So we'll click on the people, and we have, of those 33,200, almost 200 companies, there are over 233,700 contacts that are listed here. And these are everybody, and then they differentiate by function. You can look at only those people that are in the management team, board members and observers, lead partners, and people from investors. And if you look, as you scroll over, you can get biographies, you can get the positions they hold, how many management roles, their phone number, their email address, great contact information, city, location, their address, and their primary position, and their fax numbers are there. So very good. You can also modify the search, say, possible you may only want to look for people in a certain locale because they will be local to your company. So that's something, and we'll do that a little bit later. So again, looking at Pitchbook using the industry CAD, we get a lot of people, and the ability to change my function is available across this tab. So that's looking at the industry. So again, very broad, maybe more broad than you are comfortable with. So let's try a different search using some different criteria. So we'll go back to Tundra Targeted Therapeutics. We did biotechnology. So let's look at verticals. Now again, Pitchbook calls these analyst curated verticals, and I really think this is the strongest property that Pitchbook offers. I really like these. So let's look at oncology. So we can click on oncology, and the function is similar to what we saw in industry. So what we'll do is we'll bring up a new window, and there'll be overview, the list of companies, of which there's a little bit over almost 13,000, deals, investors. Again, we'll click on the people because we're people prospecting. Okay, click on people. So we have 161,000, actually 162,000 contacts available here. And again, we get the same tabs across the top where you can determine which kind of function you're looking for. So those are all very good things to do. You can download. They are limited to how much lines of data you can download. So that's something to keep in mind. So we had over 300,000 contacts before. Now we only have 161,000 if we're just looking at oncology as a vertical. So that's looking at verticals. In addition to primary industry and verticals, you can also look at keywords. So let's say we're looking at cancer cells therapy, and we can click on that keyword. And again, it brings up a list of companies. And as you notice, the numbers are getting less and less. We have only 51 companies. If we click on people, we have a little bit under 3,500 contacts. But again, it's getting dependent upon what area you're looking at. It allows you to really focus your search on people that have experience or academic background or have invested in companies that use these keywords in the description of the company. So here is how you can do people prospecting from the company page of a company you've looked at. Either it's a competitor or it's a company you want to emulate, or it lives in the same space where you want your company to exist. So this is one way to do people prospecting from the company page. So let us go back to under targeted, and let's look at other ways you can perhaps get at people prospecting without, outside of using the company page. So if we scroll down to analyst curated verticals, this is another way that you can get at people that populate the companies or the fields or the sectors that you're interested in. So we have analyst curated verticals, which there's a few. In this case, let's do biopharma. So we'll click on biopharma, and typically Pitchbook will give us how many companies, deals, investors, people. If you also look within the verticals, they've also broken down to gene therapy, biologics, cell therapy, chemistry, emerging therapy. So let's just look at biologics. No, let's take that back. Let's look at cell therapy. We'll look at cell therapy. We'll click on that as a subset of biopharma and pharma tech. So we have the companies, of which there's 3,400. Again, we can go to the people, and we get almost 100,000 contacts. And then when it comes up, the typical differentiation of their roles, which we've seen in all previous screens. So this is a way using the curated verticals that Pitchbook offers is a way to do people prospecting as well. So that's how to do it through the analyst curated verticals. Another way to do it is if we just go up to the search bar and say, let us say you don't see a vertical or an industry that is narrow enough for what you're looking for. You can also use the keyword as we saw in the company search. So let's type in anti-aging and hit enter. So the interesting thing about anti-aging, it's emerging space, but we'll talk about that later. So in this case, let's just click on companies because that's how we've been doing this. So they're using the term, well, let's go to companies and let's type in anti-aging. And we get 2335 companies that have anti-aging as a keyword. So you can further limit this to say locations, and let's just say North America. You can limit it to a state if you're so inclined. We'll hit enter. So we're down to from 3,300 to 1,400. And so we get our companies and then the screen. And we can hit search. and we get a little bit under 1,500 companies. Again, we can click on people. And we get a list of people that are associated with companies that have anti-aging as a keyword in their description. So we have approximately 10,000 contacts, and again, the same differentiation of their role with the company or as an investor. So in summary, we've looked at how to search for people using companies, how to search for people using curated verticals, and how to search for people if you just have keywords. So that's 3 ways. And then there's also, if we go back to down here on the left page, you can also look at people, just searching for people from the left-hand column. So if we click on there, we can say build a people screen. I'm waiting for it to work. So it comes up there. So you can, if you have a name, you can look that way. If you're associated with names with a company, you can use that. If you're looking for a biography, you can add keywords there. By institute, by university or institution, by types of firms, by position titles, position departments. You can do location. So in this case, for instance, we could do United States, and we can say we're interested in Great Lakes, and we want Wisconsin. So we scroll over and hit search. And we have almost 14,000 people located in Wisconsin that have been associated with a company in Pitchbook. So these people might be locally available that have a Wisconsin tie. So this is one way to look at that, where their location is in Wisconsin. So using the people screener allows you to be very specific if that's how you want to go about prospecting for people. Again, this is a short video about how to use Pitchbook to people prospect. If you have additional questions, please feel free to contact me. My name is Michael Enyart. My email address is michael.enyart@wis.edu. My phone number is 608-263-3902. Thank you very much for your attention in this.